All right, I'm Joshua Harris with Frankly Cigars, and this is Leroy Lamar from ATL. Leroy, typically what we do is we give you a couple minutes to talk about your company, about yourself, about where you're from, and then we kind of get into the questions. So I have you listed as the brains behind ATL Cigars, but is there anything else you want to add to that?
I mean, no, not really. I wouldn't even take that moniker on for myself as the brains behind it. I like to think that the three of us, me, Janelle, and Peter, all of our brains together create who we are and what we are. And so I think that um, that's probably a better way to put it. We all have our strengths and add to what we are. We're kind of like Captain Planet. You know what I'm saying? Like Captain Planet doesn't come into being unless you bring everything, or Voltron, or whatever your
Wu-Tang, whichever moniker
yeah,
works.
yeah, whatever Monica, whatever cartoon or show does that for you.
Right.
But yeah, that's who we are.
All right. So when did you smoke your first cigar?
So I don't know when I smoked my very first cigar. I want to say that my very first cigar I smoked with my dad. I'm pretty sure that's the truth. Um, we smoked a cigar down in Jamaica. We went on a trip with some friends on a cruise, and he had some guys who were supposed to be smoking cigars, and they were actually like smoking Swisher Sweets and stuff. And I'm like, that's those are not cigars. Like I don't smoke cigars, but I know that those are not they. So when we got to Jamaica, I saw a little cigar shop right down there, and bought a box of Royal Jamaicans. And so my dad and I got on a boat, and we found a quiet deck, and we smoked our first cigar together. And after that, I was hooked, man. I was like, this is what I want to do forever.
So I didn't smoke cigars with my dad, but every year I'd buy the Padron sampler and try and give it to him as a gift, knowing that he wasn't a cigar smoker, and that means it would come right back to me.
Absolutely.
So I would buy it and I would say, hey, Dad, I got you this. And he'd say, I don't smoke cigars. I'd be like, well, I will take them then, and I will make sure that they are smoked
Right.
properly.
They'll be smoked in your honor. They'll be smoked in your honor.
Do you have a favorite drink to pair with your cigar?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bourbon guy. I'm a
Okay.
bourbon whiskey guy and scotch. Mostly bourbons and whiskeys though. Scotches, I like those, but it's mostly bourbons. Yeah.
Okay. You have best advice for a new cigar smoker? I know you guys are trying to blend the family and the attitude of cigars out of it and keep the family and the core and the friendship and the syncope of it. So, what's your advice to a new cigar smoker?
I mean, my advice to a new cigar smoker is take your time and find what you like. That's that there are this the cigar world is very susceptible to smoking and liking what other people like and what other people smoke.
Yeah.
Um, because it's a communal thing, right? So people get together and they smoke and they tell you what they like, and as you're smoking together, you might be like, yeah, I kind of enjoy this or whatever. But take your time and like figure out what you like. Smoke by yourself, smoke with others. Yeah, that would be my advice.
We had an interview with Warren Hayes from Shades of Faces, and he said that there's a lot of bad cigar information. That there's more bad cigar information than there is good cigar information, and that really did strike a chord with me. When he and I talked, we talked about when people talk to you about cooking, and they're like, "Oh, what you need to do is this," and like
Correct.
try. And I know you're a chef as well, so I know that you get food advice from people, and you go, "Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that
And
right away."
and I might try it, right? Like I might give their techniques a go or whatever, and see that maybe this isn't for me, or maybe it is, or maybe I can tweak it in some way to kind of make it my own, or whatnot. But yeah, the cigar world, man, is full of myths and legends
Right.
and all kind of stuff, and tasting notes and I'm not gonna say that we're guilty of that as well, but we do find certain notes and whatever in cigars, and other people be like, that I didn't get that at all, so like so I do think that there's a level of subjectivity to
Okay.
cigars in the cigar world. And so because of that, just like food and spirits and wine, you got to find your space. You got to find what you do and find yourself in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an unwritten cigar rule whose violation upsets you deeply to your core?
Mm.
Is there something that you see either in shops when you guys are out doing events or out personally doing your own smoking where you just see somebody do A and it just really sets you off?
I mean, I think so. I think
Or have you transcended past that?
no, I haven't transcended past that. I think, one of the things that has started to really to bug me as of late is the the discounting of others' experience or overlooking folks in the cigar industry, like overlooking women, overlooking women's ideas and their ability to speak well. And a lot of it has to do with, the fact that I smoke with Janelle a lot, and people, kind of assuming that she's a one-way smoker, or my friend Nikki, who does a nonprofit with me. She's also a cigar smoker, right? And um, so that's one of the things. And then, just I think another thing is bragging, the braggadocious nature of what you've smoked. I know we get really excited about the cigars that we smoke and the rarity of our finds, and sometimes it's like, talking to a collector and being very, very proud of the collection that you've had and the experiences that you had. And it's one thing to share those, but it's another thing um to kind of like just be super braggadocious about your cigar experience. Like we're the one
And
upmanship.
belittling other people's experience. Like you can
Correct.
be those
Correct.
about your experience, but when you put down somebody else's experience to elevate your own, it's
Absolutely.
counterintuitive.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
counterintuitive.
yeah. If we're sharing and you're sharing what you've had, and where I can get that, and that type of thing, and bringing me into the conversation, and that's one thing. But it's another thing to, yeah, to try to have your cigar experience be this thing that makes you somebody special or whatever. Like, we're these, at the end of the day, man, these are cigars, bro. Like these are cigars.
So being a little braggadocious yourself, when was the moment where you first felt like a real cigar smoker? Where you were like, oh, I could really do this? Because I mean,
Man,
you're a brand owner for all intents and purposes. So did it come at a faster rate for you once you owned the brand, or was it prior to that? Or
I mean, I think it was prior to that, but it's just, I mean, I think the reason, the realization that I became a cigar smoker was when I realized how many cigars a week I was actually smoking, right? Like it was just like, this is a thing. I'm smoking cigars kind of all the time now, and I'm enjoying them quite frequently. Um, and so I think that that's kind of the thing that yeah. So it was more of like the quantity of cigars that I'm now smoking puts me into that category as opposed to any other facet of the game, you know.
well, speaking of that, what was the last cigar that surprised you? Like the one where you said, "Oh man, this tastes different than I thought it was going to," or that you were actually it was a $5 cigar. It was actually good. Not to say that $5 cigars can't be good, but
Yeah. Let's not get into that conversation. No, I think the last cigar that actually surprised me um was the CAO. They have a line that they came out with not too long ago, but they have yeah, I mean, it's like a $5, $7 cigar called the Soul.
yeah,
And I was pleasantly surprised by that cigar. Definitely, again, at its price point. I was like, yeah, this is a pretty nice cigar. I think I can do this guy on the regular.
yeah.
Um,
I got that in a trade actually. I traded somebody some cigars for some other cigars. And
okay.
oh, CAO. I mean, Rick's going now, so I don't know exactly how this is going to go. And then I looked up research and everything else, and I was like, okay, so let me try this. And I tried it. I was like, this has got to be like 10, $11 easy. And I looked it up and I was like, $8. Like, what are we talking about?
Correct. That was my exact opinion of that. And so I was like, this actually surprised me for a
Well,
cigar at this price
and
point.
if I can give you a compliment, and you're able to take that, your cigars, your ATL cigar line, I've always thought that that cigar line should be higher priced, just for the quality and of the cigar itself, the smoke, and the dynamic difference between the lines. Like the black, which I know you guys took the longest to build that flavor profile, is completely different from the Good Trouble. And so many cigar lines, who shall remain nameless from now on, like have that where this cigar tastes this way, and this cigar tastes this way, and this cigar tastes this way, and they're all kind of linear within that. Oh, this tastes like a blank. And so you
Yeah.
guys have the dynamic ability to have ATL Black here, the Good Trouble here, Wise Blood here, and that's something I've always appreciated about you guys. So that's why I'm very appreciative for you to be on the channel with us, is because you guys have that dynamic ability to have the cigars be different. Do you have a favorite cigar? You have a favorite cigar? Your favorite cigar ever? Like,
Yeah, I mean, my favorite cigar ever is an H. Upman 54. That's my favorite cigar.
wow.
That's kind of where I land. I love that cigar. I always have since the first day I smoked it, and every time I get one, I'm always like, you know, is this still my favorite cigar? And then I smoke it and I enjoy it, and I'm like, yep, this is still my favorite cigar.
You have a favorite cigar on the ATL line?
My favorite cigar in the ATL line probably is still the ATL Magic.
Really?
I I started the ATL Black was my favorite of our cigars for the very longest time. Um, and I'm not really sure when the Magic overtook it. I think it's probably in the last year, and probably because I have been drinking more red wines. And so whatever.
Fancy, Leroy. That's
So
fancy of you.
yeah, well, no, thank you. I have been no, but the ATL Magic is a cigar that I do find allows me to pair it with a number of different things. The Good Trouble is still a really straightaway like great cigar for bourbons of the sweeter nature.
Yeah,
Um,
and the changes in that cigar are incredible. Like the dynamic changes from the foot, and then you get to that second, third, and it just changes completely. Like it could be a different cigar, and to set that
it
cigar down,
could,
back to and relight it, it just relights amazing. Like it's
yeah.
incredible. And then
Yeah, I mean, it does that. That cigar changes really well. The Wise Blood is just very susceptible to different, um, you know, attitudes and environments and whatnot. The Magic is a cigar that like the Magic is the Magic. Like it's when you smoke it, it's gonna be you know what you're gonna get, throughout the smoke of this cigar. And so when you're in a certain mood in a certain place, and you're like, this is what I want. Like I want this thing, and I want this experience. And so the ATL Magic has allowed me to have a number of different experiences with pairings and situations that I found really really good over the last year for
so
myself.
if the H before we get to the next question, if the H Upman 54, which is your favorite cigar, if it was a jazz musician, who would it be?
That's a really good question.
That's why I'm doing this, bro.
Yeah, I know. So I feel like uh so this is kind of weird. So I because I don't think I would have necessarily said this before,
Okay.
if anybody would have kind of asked me this. However, I do feel like the HM 54 is a very cool jazz cigar, right? So it fits into the kind of to be honest with you, it fits in like the kind of like Stan Getz type of a family of jazz musicians, like that era, like
Okay.
that kind of a place. So it's very standards heavy. And but it's got that cool jazz, just kind of easy.
Like it could do a cover and not offend. Like it could take something classic
Absolutely.
and play it. So to me, the ATL Black is Bill Evans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, the ATL Black is that Bill Evans. It's that piano heavy. It's,
Yeah.
it's that gorgeous, and it's always done too soon, just like Bill was. Like it's like you get to the end and you're like, no. I needed like 10 more minutes. Like I need like to go 10 more minutes. But
I
yeah,
like that. I
yeah.
like that. I like that.
Is there an accessory that you can't live without?
An accessory I can't live without. No. I think that
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think that I can do without as long as I can light this guy and cut this guy,
Yeah.
um, I'm good. It doesn't matter how I get to it, you know?
So here's a funny story. The strangest thing I've ever used to light my cigar is we're standing out back porch of my house, my first house, and we lit the grill so that we could light our cigars. We literally turned the grill on and pushed the starter on the grill
Yeah,
and stood there with gloves on,
yeah,
shivering to light cigars. And that's when I realized I had a problem. That's when I was
yeah, no, for
like,
sure.
this might be an issue that I can't
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
That
I've
I
done the
can't.
same thing. I lit a cigar. Janelle was out of town, so don't tell her this.
It's on the podcast. She's gonna notice.
Yeah, no, she's not. So I remember that one time she was out of town and yeah, had no gas in that, no butane, no nothing, no matches. And I just fired up our gas stove, lit a cigar on the stove real quick, and then I turned the little blower on the thing, and then just ran outside, out the back door, ran all the way around to the front just to make sure I wasn't, getting too much cigar smoke in the house. But I did use the stove to light a cigar.
Have you ever met anyone in the cigar industry that you were epically impressed by?
So I was impressed by uh yeah, it's been a number of people, man, that I've sat down and Carlito always impresses me. I his his grace and his humility, um the way he treats me, he treats me like a little kid that he's very proud of, I
It's almost as if he doesn't know who he is.
correct.
It's
Like,
almost
yeah,
as like, you want to say to him all the time, like, "Do you know who you are, bro?" Like,
right. Seriously. I mean, I feel that way. I feel that way every time I'm around him. I'm just like, you don't know you don't know who you are.
right.
And he's like, oh, and I'm just like, that's even more kind of evidence of that. Yeah, I've been impressed with a lot of folks. And just their ability to sit down with me as a little guy and to share wisdom with me, and to not dismiss me, yeah.
Yeah, and it's about the respect, and it's about they've earned the respect because they've been in the industry X amount of years. But even when I was starting out at the shop, I would come into the thing and I had the shirt, wild shirts on and the crazy shoes and everything. And you're at the trade show and you're ordering, so you know that they have to be nice to you. But once it transcends past that and it's an actual conversation, it's kind of incredible how it ends up
Yeah,
being.
yeah, agreed. And I've been in spaces with these guys where it's just been kind of just one on one, and there's no audience or whatever, so there's no reason to put on. There's no pretense or whatever to have there. Um, and you treat me just as warm and kind in one on one in some little small shop in the middle of nowhere, just as you would on this show floor at PCA or at one of these large events or whatever, where eyes are on you. Um,
Well, I sat down with Avo, and it was my first trade show by myself. And I sat down with Avo at the trade show, and he had the big piano there and everything else. And he hands me his business card, which I still carry to this day. And the first thing he tells me, Leroy, is, "Don't trust the Swiss." And I was like, "Aren't
what?
Davidoff Swiss?" And he was like, and looked right at me, and I was like, "Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Is
That's funny.
all right."
That's funny. Yeah.
So the last question, we come to the last question. Is there anything you want to ask me?
Um, man, how's your wife doing?
She's outstanding, man. She's outstanding. She's making a lot of progress. We are progressing in our relationship. And we got some big things coming up.
Good.
And she has been both an anchor and a rudder, as well as the wind in my sails. And it's very refreshing to have a partner and to have somebody that You know, there are a few people that I look up to as far as couples and individuals and everything else. And the first couple I looked up to was you and Peter, because I thought you guys were married. But then
Yeah,
when I found out you were married to Janelle, I was like, oh,
yeah.
look at how they do this and look at how amazing this is. And so to have a relationship like that with a true partner is really incredible. And so, you know, I would definitely tell her that you asked about her. And if Peter doesn't, when we do our interview, I'll say something about that as well. But no, bro, I appreciate the time, and you know, thank you for sitting down with us today. Do you have anything else you wanna plug? Do you guys have anything new coming out?
We do. We have some things coming out. We're not necessarily ready to share exactly what those are yet, but we do have some couple new cigars that we're working out. Hopefully, we'll have those out by PCA. So we're
Right.
working very, very diligently on those, and so excited to bring those to the cigar world and to the ATL family brand. So that's what we're shooting for.
Outstanding. Well, I will see you guys there because I will definitely be there. So
All right, man.
I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely. You too.
Bye.